Talking Heads podcast live from Pattaya, Thailand with your host, Dave D.
Hello and welcome to you guys around the world today. Of course, thanks for joining us down here on the podcast today. Live over in Leeds, Mr. Goldfinger as per normal. How you doing, my man?
Hiya, mate. How you doing?
I'm doing absolutely fine. I'm looking all rosy. Look at me. Look sunburned.
You're glowing, mate. That's what it is. You're glowing.
The place is on fire. That's
You're
why.
like a little glowworm. Bless you.
Glowworm. How is Leeds?
Well, in my house, it's all right. Outside, in the big wide world, I can't tell you. I must open.
You don't go out much, though, do you? You don't really go out that much.
No, I'm a bit of a recluse. Yeah, and the problem with that being a recluse is when you like it, and I like it. You know,
there's nothing wrong with it. Finding your own comfort in your own personality, in your own comfort, and your own home is.
As you'll appreciate, I can get on my own nerves now and again, but if I do that, I just go in another room.
It's like, I think I remember the guy on the stage. He says, "Oh, you don't know how bad that you don't realize how bad I've got it." He says, "I have to go home and nag myself."
Yeah, and the rest.
And the rest, yeah. And the rest. Now, what I want to say is a couple of things before we get going. We've got to say thank you very much to everybody that tuned in and watched me and you before. That was really nice of them. We just talk and talk and talk. Me and Goldfinger talk about everything. We never have a formula. We just get on. We just get on with it.
Which is worrying me today. I didn't go close. But carry on.
Now, so thank you. Great thank you to all those guys.
Absolutely.
Off screen, we were talking about a few things, and also we were talking about a few things last night that I sort of found interesting. And one of the things that you came up with yesterday, which I thought was very, very interesting, was the question that you asked me, and that is if you had the choice of 4 people.
Oh,
do tell.
You give people an insight into the ridiculous but it's a man conversation, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
We play these games, don't we? And I said, if you could have 4 people, dead or alive, throughout history, who would you have for dinner? Which is fascinating to me, and it's nothing new, but it's very interesting to find out somebody else's point of view on
just rephrase what you've just said a little bit, all right? When you said, what friend would you have for dinner? Yeah, what you mean is that you want some people around the table to talk and have dinner with you, don't you?
Yeah, I do mean that.
Not like Hannibal. You're not talking like Hannibal style, are you?
Anybody here?
No, man, we're not doing Hannibal style. We're not going over to the cannibal side, are we?
No. But I mean, the funny thing is I was quite likely to pick the 4 best pets.
So right, so let's go where we went, and I really enjoy this, and I found this very sort of interesting, and I think you sort of found it sort of like probably took a step back when I said the things that I said as well, and you probably didn't expect them. I mean, who were your 4? Come on, tell them out there what your 4 were.
The funny thing is, we never actually got to my choice of 4. I were too busy talking about your choice, and I never made any.
You made 2, didn't you? Did you not make 2?
No, I made 1.
Okay.
And I suggested that there may or may not have been 1 of 2 people besides. Mm-hmm. But what I did say is, and I get this with any time this question arises, is that you had your choices, you picked your 4, and then I said, it's amazing how people generally don't pick to have Jesus Christ as a guest or Allah, Muhammad. It's a very strange thing to me, because just the appearance of him answers a lot of questions, doesn't it?
So let me put you on the spot. Who would you choose to be your 4 around your table of choice if you could have I know there's many people that we could have, but just choose 4 that you would like to talk to? You put me on the spot last night, and I answered the question for you as best as I could to my best ability. There's other people that I'd like, but okay, we've got Jesus Christ or Allah. Let's say Jesus Christ is one of them. Mm-hmm. Who would be your other 3?
Well, if you accept, you see, it's controversial, I think. If you accept that because these people are written down in history, whether they existed or they didn't,
Mm.
then if you have Jesus Christ, you have to have Satan.
Okay, so we've got Jesus Christ and Satan at your table.
Yeah, and then you would have probably on Satan's side Hitler,
Mm-hmm.
and the question is, who could you have on Christ's side?
So
You
let me
knew?
let me make this clear for the people out there that just joined us. This is just factional. This is just factional that we're thinking about. What if we could get people around the table from past, they're not here no more, and just sit them down at the table and have a chat with them and find out exactly what was what. So far, you have Jesus Christ, you've got Satan, yeah,
Yeah.
and you've got, who was the other guy who's the other one you've just said?
Adolf Hitler.
So you've got Adolf Hitler. So you've got Adolf Hitler, Satan, and Jesus Christ at the same table. Now the crunch, all at the same table. That's going to be one hell of a party. Now, what about who's going to be your fourth one? Who's going to be the one that sticks the shit in, turns the knife, or anything like that, or stirs it up, or are you just going to go for somebody that's just going to lay back and talk about it?
I think I'd have my father.
Nice. There we go.
At the table.
Good choice.
Yeah.
Good choice. But we did say, remind me if I'm wrong, but one of your conditions last night to me were we couldn't have family around the table.
That's true. Yeah. But
is that right? Am I right?
That were completely true, but this is a different conversation on a new day.
Okay, it's a new day. So you've got Jesus Christ, the Satan, Adolf Hitler, and your dad all around the same table.
Yeah, and I say my dad not because of any, missing family kind of thing, which we take for granted, but it's because growing up with him, his views on things when bringing me up were very out there, and not.
Give me one example. Give me one example. Give me one example where he would say something to you and it was way out there. Give me an example. One example off the top of your head. If you can't do it, it doesn't matter. I don't want to put you on the spot. But I'm intrigued.
I suppose just growing up, he would say things that I didn't fully understand at the time, but later in life, that's what he meant.
What, like flush the toilet?
I suppose you can never tell how clean somebody is by looking at them.
Yeah. So okay. So let me just.
I'll tell you
say,
something. Just let me tell you a couple of sayings he said. It makes him sound a bit horrible, right? But later on, I thought, because I did say to him at the time, that's a bit cynical, isn't it? And he'd say things like, "Listen, a friend is a friend in need is a pest." He'd say some outlandish things, that maybe I can't even say on a podcast. Never trust a cripple; they'll manipulate you and take liberties because of their condition. I go, it's a bit harsh.
I mean, at the beginning of what you just started talking about, you said, I can't really say this about my dad because it's going to make him sound horrible. That's what you said. But have you sort of forgot which table you put him at?
Good point, Dave.
Have you forgot what table he's going around?
Good point.
It's going to make him look like an angel.
Good point. Good point.
No, but it's interesting. I mean, if people out there, I mean, if you could just think about this, and it was, I think it was you that brought this up yesterday, wasn't it, Goldfinger? It was you that came up with this yesterday when we were talking.
Well, yeah. Well,
Goldfinger said to me yesterday, we were just talking and nattering and talking shit and how we do, blah, 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 blah. And one of the things he said was, if you could have 4 people around a table of your choice from past, who would you have? At the time, he said, not family tonight, a different day. But I said, my answer was, if I remember rightly, it was Winston Churchill.
Yes.
Edgar Allan Poe.
It was Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah. Nelson. Is that right?
Nelson, yeah.
Nelson, and it was, what was the other one I said? Can you remember? There was one more.
Well, you've mentioned the 3 that I absolutely remember. Your dad originally.
Yeah, but then you told me we couldn't have dad in.
Have him.
Well, listen. Anyway, let me tell you something. Going on what you've just said, My dad's sitting at that table, so you can go knackers to yourself. All right.
No,
if you're having that kind of table, my dad's having this kind of table.
yeah. I think my old man would keep that conversation going and heated.
Heated would be the word, yeah, with your table.
Yeah,
going
I
around.
mean, he had. I mean, things that are relevant today that I don't necessarily agree with, but I remember, he was talking about Palestine, and when I was just young, like you said, well, hang on a minute, before 1940, whatever. If you look at the map on a map of the world, Israel doesn't exist. It's Palestine.
So answer me this question then. Just give me a yes or a no answer to this, because I'm not too au fait on this and I don't really get into it and I don't really like it.
I know.
If everything that's happening today, let's just say in the UK, because it's happening in other places as well, if everything that was happening in the UK today would have happened in 1941, 42, do you think it would be the same result?
I think you have to go outside of that. I think you have to go outside that period of the Second World War between 39 and 45.
Okay.
But in what respect do you think? I think back in the day, if it's CEOs and people in charge of, which we didn't have, people in charge of the railway and the waters, and they were privatized, of course, many years later by Thatcher. But if people did what they did today, then I think they'd go to prison. They did other things which were just as bad, but they brought them out there, the spies and all this kind of thing. But and bringing it back to today, until they start threatening to put people in prison, the CEOs and the people that run these companies, nothing's going to change. I know I'm kind of diversifying a little bit.
No, I get where you're coming from. The only thing that I would say, which I think's fair, considering where I live now, and lived here for a long time, I think in a way that Thailand, in a way, has got it right. But the thing that I would say about countries around the world, depending on the size of the country, I believe that a percentage, let's just say 10%, 10% of that could be people from other directions, other countries around the world, from anywhere in the world. They can come over, and together it would make 10%. Yeah. And after that 10%, once they got to that figure, if there's, exactly. If there's 80 million there and it's 10%, 8 million. Yeah. So once you get to that 8 million, that's it. The doors are closed. Right. But if people left, went out back to their own country, or another 500,000 went back, or 200,000 went back, then the other 200,000 or whatever could come back into the country. But you would always keep it at that 10%. Do you think that would be a way of solving a lot of things, instead of, which they do in different countries, especially in the UK, have opened their doors and just gone, everybody's welcome, and then suddenly, Britain is not a big place; it's an island. What are they going to do in 10 years' time? They'll be coming in one area and falling off the cliffs of another area. It'd be that full. You know what I mean? Where does it stop? Where does it stop?
I think in our case, ours being the United Kingdom, I think it will probably stop when they start falling over the edge of the cliff.
But do you get where I'm coming from?
I get where you're coming from, and obviously it's things of that nature have been discussed many times, but it's very difficult. No matter which side of the fence you stood, it's very difficult, because if somebody said, look, you've got 6 million Jews that were eliminated during the war. Now, if we were going to kind of save as many as we could, it'd be very difficult to say we'll let 10%. We'll save 10%.
I get that. Okay, here's another thing for you. Just Thailand, and the way it works. Would you implement the visa and the regulations that Thailand have into the UK?
No.
Now think about how they do the visa, and how you have to have one every year, and how you have to report every 90 days to
Yeah.
immigration.
Yeah,
All of
I'm
these.
not really thinking on that level.
Right. Okay.
Now you mention it, yes, I
Mm.
would.
Okay.
That
I
side.
don't mean on the tourist visa, get in and that's it, you're in.
No,
I mean, hello. Okay, I'm an Englishman and I'm in Thailand. I
right.
have to get a visa for a year. I have to buy a visa. I have to buy a visa every year.
Yeah.
And every 90 days, I have to go, I'm here.
Right.
So isn't that a way of controlling people? And you know yourself, if anybody is overstayed in Thailand, be it by a week, 2 weeks, 10 days, a year, whatever, after a certain period in Thailand, if you've been here for 6 months on an overstay, you get blacklisted for a year straight away. And if it's longer than that, you get blacklisted for 5. And after that, you're blacklisted for 10. That means you can never come back here.
Mm-hmm.
You're banned. Yeah. Now, that in itself is a deterrent. Yeah.
It is, but
I think it's so relaxed over there that it's just a little bit out of control.
we have the same rules. We have the same rules, but it's just they're not enforced.
There you go.
That's the problem. I mean, right now, Keir Starmer, to ingratiate himself with the British people, generally speaking, you know, the collecting people that working in these curry houses or Deliveroo or, you know, all that kind of stuff, and they're deporting them straight away. But that could have been done a year ago or 2 years ago. These rules
Too little, too late.
Yeah, it's flash in the pan for the sake of people.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on. It's now 22,924 minutes before you're here.
Right.
But you're not counting, are you?
No.
Right. What have you taken? Now, for the people listening out there, we spoke about flights. You spoke about flights. We spoke about flights for a long time. Just tell them or tell us or tell me what you ended up with. What is your flight pattern from when you leave your house in Leeds? Where do you go and how do you go and how do you get here? What's the routine?
Well, from my front door, you know, I have a family member that picks me up and takes me to the relevant airport. Then I fly with Turkish Airways. I've never flown with before. And because of that, you change halfway at Istanbul.
And
that's
to let the chickens off, by the way.
Is it? I don't know. Like I say, I've never flown with the Airways before, but can't wait to get there. I mean, as you know, for the last week or so, I thought sciatica were bad, but it's gone up a gear and it's completely ghosted me. And I think the treatment I get when I get to Thailand, you know, the electrolysis.
The way advanced it. The good thing, I think, the thing that you benefit from, Daryl, the thing that you benefit from coming over here is you don't have to wait months to see anybody.
No, you just walk in.
You have to wait minutes. You have to wait minutes.
Yeah, if that.
You know, it's when I tell people about this, I say, okay, I've got to go in and I've got to go and see a doctor, and it may cost me 500 baht, which is a tenner, and I might have to see him and buy some tablets, and it's another tenner, whatever. But I've gone from my house, walked straight into the hospital, and gone, I'd like to see a doctor, please. I feel ill. Sit down. Wait a minute. 2 minutes later, you're in front of the doctor. 15 minutes later, you're picking up your tablets.
Yeah, and it's laughingly called a third world country, whereas I know, generally speaking, your hospitals are cleaner, they're more efficient. Your doctor's surgeries, your pharmacies, all blow ours in the UK out of the water.
And why do people from every walk of life from around the world travel to Thailand to get their face reconstructed, to get their teeth done, and for major surgeries? A lot of the time they travel to Bangkok and Thailand to get those things done. A is because they're experts in the field, and B is, you know, it's a third of the price.
Yeah, well, that's why. That's exactly why. There are a lot of things that you don't get on the NHS, and they're talking about cutting back on treatment for cancer. What?
How can you come back?
Do you know what I mean? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But
the problem is this is where we're gonna sort of jump back into what we've just been talking about, but let's just jump in it really quick and back out again. They're spending all this money on other means that shouldn't be there. They shouldn't be there, and they should be spending money on them. Let's put it that way. Yeah. If all those expenses are gone, let's put it that way, you wouldn't even be talking about the NHS. You wouldn't even be talking about cutbacks. You wouldn't even be talking about, oh, we're cutting the pensions and we're cutting the electricity and we're cutting. I mean, it's a very unfair world. And as we know, the people in power only line their own pockets. It's as simple as that.
Sadly.
Yeah, it is sadly.
No matter where you go. You know, power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts absolutely.
The one thing I like about Thailand, it's in your face. It's in your face. You know. No. If you're on a motorbike and you get stopped, it's going to cost you.
Yeah,
that's it. It's going to cost you whatever way. If it's paid on the spot or if it's paid at the police station, whatever. And this is what you got to pay. And some foreigners are over here. They're doing 120 kilometers on a motorbike, 1,000cc motorbike with no helmet. They get pulled over and the guy goes, yeah, speeding, no helmet. Okay, 400 baht fine, which is about £8, £7. And they start to argue about it.
Yeah.
What is all that about?
I mean, I believe that if you're a tourist in any country, not just Thailand, and you're caught doing something like that, that besides the fine, you should be banned from driving in that country for the rest of your stay.
I'm with you.
Pay your little fine and get yourself off and do it again.
And the next day, kill somebody on your motorbike.
Exactly. And the strange thing about Thailand, correct me if I'm wrong, is if you've get stopped for a road, whether it's speeding, going up a one-way street the wrong way, whatever it is, when you get a ticket for it, you hold on to that ticket. No police officer will fine you or prosecute you for the same offence within 24 hours.
No, not if you keep the same ticket.
You get the day off.
You get the day off. So once you get a speeding ticket for 140 kilometers, you can go out and do it as many times as you want because you'll only have one ticket.
A helmet on, you get a fine. You keep hold of your ticket. You get stopped without a helmet on 100 yards down the road. Show the ticket or get yourself off. It's very, very strange. But you know, there's. I like Thailand for that respect, but of course, we talk about the positives, and most of it is positive in Thailand. From my perspective, getting the treatment, access to the immediate access to treatment, and the cost of that treatment makes it well worth spending the money to get it and stay there for that treatment without anything else.
I think one of the biggest things, I mean, with me, when I came to Thailand, whatever years ago it is now, you know, I suffered with asthma quite bad. I had mild eczema at the time because most of my eczema was going, but my asthma was pretty bad. Within 6 months of living in Thailand, it was nearly down to zero. My skin had sort of cleared up and I was breathing without a Ventolin, you know, without the Ventolins. I wasn't using them much at all. And I felt healthier. My skin felt healthier, you know, and I was eating healthier because, as you know, in Thailand, 90% of the time they're using fresh food. You know, and they've got so many different spices and herbs and all these kind of things. And you've seen them yourself. You know, they're driving down the street and then they'll stop on their motorbike and rip somebody's edge out because they want it to cook something. That's what they do. But you know, I just find it intriguing.
Seeing them stop and start picking leaves off certain.
They do.
Another thing, I think it's fantastic. You know, but we talk about the positives. Don't really want to talk about the negatives. Firstly, because I'm not Thai. I don't live in Thailand. I take advantage of what they have to offer that I can't get in England. You know, I got, for sake of argument, I got acupuncture in England on the NHS for 2 weeks. Right. And regardless of what benefits I derived from that treatment, because of the money constraints on the NHS, I couldn't get any more. all that taught me was when I fly to Thailand, I can get acupuncture for less than a fiver. 3 times.
I'm with you. I mean, it's. I can understand. Let me put it this way: I can understand why you're coming over here for your treatment, because a lot of people do come over here for their treatment. Even my daughter's been over here for treatment from Norway, and the treatment that you get here, of course, is far superior than you get in your own country, because they know about it here. They're doing it all the time. It's everyday occurrence.
I got electrolysis here for some of the stuff that I had for a few weeks. It doesn't matter how much you benefit from it, you ain't getting no more. I don't understand.
Well, here you can walk through the door every day.
Yeah, of course, if you're a Thai person, they don't have, you don't get any money if you're not working. You don't get social security. You don't have council housing lists, so on and so forth. So, that if you're Thai, I suppose that's a downside. In England, you get all that, but so it's a balance, isn't it? But you need to leave the NHS alone. I suppose.
Before we go into what a listener has sent to us, okay?
Yeah,
wants to try us out because he knows that I'm crap and you're good at it, which is fair enough. I don't mind.
Time you benchmark, we're in trouble.
One of the only things that pisses me off, if that's what you want to say, is when people talk about Thailand in a bad way and they've never been here.
Yeah.
They put it down. Oh, you can't go there because of this or that or this. And I'm going
for a few weeks and
I say, I go, have you been here then? No, I've never been to Thailand. Well, how can you talk? Yeah, but my mate's been.
My mate's been for a fortnight or a month or whatever it is. Yeah. You've got to try it yourself before you.
I mean, years ago, when I came to Thailand years ago, and I'd go in a bar. Half the bar were from the SAS, and the other half were doctors.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Everybody creates a new history for the.
Who are you? Hello, my name's
Chuck
Norris.
Isn't Thailand's fault, but I believe it's. I mean, if you want to make up a more exciting history life for yourself, knock yourself out. The amount of SAS officers and ex-IRA that had to leave, all sat drinking. Just go away. Just go away. It's ridiculous, but it don't concern me. I don't care about it. I tell the truth about what my life is because I've only done what I've enjoyed, and I'm quite proud to say I did this, that, and the other.
The same. That's it. Right. Okay. Right. We're gonna stop a little bit there.
But yeah,
let's just press this.
Talking Heads podcast live from Pattaya, Thailand.
Right. So here we go. Okay. So a listener sent this in. He listened to the couple of podcasts we've done, which were online, and he actually seen it on Twitch, which was good. And my son put it on Twitch, by the way. That's nice of him. not that Twitch.
I don't even know what Twitch is, but go on.
Twitch is one of the biggest platforms there is for gamers and for getting your name out there. Twitch and for gamers. Gamers, not gay, not gayers, gamers.
Got you. All right, cool.
Speak for yourself. You wait till you get that fluffing job, you'll love it. Right, it says, hi guys. It says, thanks a lot for your last podcast. It was good to listen to you. You two done half waffle on, but I like the waffle. Yeah, that's what he says. Yeah. It's nice to know. I can't even believe I'm going to read this. It's nice to know, Dave, that you're not the intelligent one on the show.
It must be when we had a guest on.
It's nice to know you're not the most intelligent one on the show. And then at the end of the day, he says, but I do enjoy the shows. And underneath it says yours, Goldfinger.
I can't. As you know, I can't do the stuff you do over there. The technical.
It doesn't matter.
And you know me. You can teach me it today. By the time I've left the room,
Right. Let's go for 10 questions. I'm going to put no music at the back. We're just going to look at each other, and I can't see the answer until I click the question.
Chestnut.
Well, hey, you do the
No,
question.
come on. No. Shut up. Let's go.
I mean, if I was like doing it and the answers were there, I'd be going, but I don't.
Come
Until
on, man.
you click it.
Come
Okay.
Come on.
This was done in December 2024. So it's pretty current. Okay. It's not an old one. Okay.
Oh,
Which
dear.
country has the highest life expectancy? Which country has the highest life expectancy? Now, these are all over the place. Like I said, they've been sent in.
Yeah, it's
So,
difficult, that one, isn't it? I would have said somewhere like the Netherlands, that kind of place, Sweden, and some,
okay. So they've got here, which country has the highest life expectancy? I would have said somewhere like Norway, Sweden, France, or it's Norway, Sweden, Denmark, somewhere like that. Click it. Hang on. So they've actually got Hong Kong.
Really?
Hong Kong. Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
Okay. There you go. It's a verified thing. I can see what he's saying.
Yeah.
Right. What is the most common surname? What is the most common surname in the United States? In the United States.
Ooh,
What is the most common surname
that's out there, isn't it?
in the United States? That's really out there. I mean, what surnames have they got in? Yeah, it's a hard one.
I'm tempted to say, if it were just last year, I'm tempted to say, well, I won't say a specific name, but I'll say a Puerto Rican or Mexican, a Latino name.
Okay, I would. Okay.
But I can't be specific.
I was going for Jones
or Smith. Yeah.
Oh, okay. We've got Jones and Smith. Okay, right. Click it out. Good second answer. Smith.
Is it?
Smith is the most common surname in the United States in 2024. Wow. Right. So let's move on. Nice. I like these. They're mixed actually. Oh, and you're gonna like. I've got a good question. If we have to, not this one, the one after. Not this one, but the one after. Okay. What was the ancient Greek god of the sun?
The ancient god of sun.
So who was the ancient god of sun? Who was the ancient Greek god of sun?
Yeah.
You've definitely not watched Percy.
No, I haven't.
Percy and the Thunderstone.
So all those people that know it that are screaming at the screen,
they will be screaming at you because you've not seen Percy.
You see, Roman. I don't know. I'm going to say I don't know.
Fair comment. We're going to go for hello. This is what it says. It says, who was the ancient Greek god of the sun? You've gone from don't know. I'm going for Apollo.
I didn't even know Apollo were out. I thought it were war. But anyway,
it's Apollo. It's Apollo.
Is it
Apollo? It's in Percy in the Stone. Yeah.
Oh, for the movie. Oh, okay.
Yes. Yeah. Right. So here's one for you then, because it's something. Actually, it's really weird that we've been talking about this. I didn't know what he'd sent because I've just opened the email, and this is the question number 4. How many minutes are in a full week? How's that for deja vu?
Oh, it'll be around.
No, it's got to be. Listen, let me put it this way. I'll give it you 100 each way. How's that? Is that fair? 100 over, 100 in.
24 hours a day. 60 minutes in an hour. 60 times 24. You've lost me right there. To be fair.
You must let me tell you. Okay, I'm playing against you. But all I'm going to say is,
you're still my friend. I've got you.
Yeah. Rewind your mind back to when we first started talking today.
I did when you said it was 2000 and something.
I didn't say
it's
that.
obvious. Oh, didn't you?
No.
Sometimes I hear what I want.
Yeah. Sheila.
But
Well, what I said to you was you've only got 23,000 minutes to go before you go. So work it out from that then. That gives you an idea now.
it's give or take 10,000, isn't it?
Well, you've had a good guess. It's 10,080.
Oh well, I got it within your 100 barrier.
You did, but in a way, I see people are arrested. So in a way, you did get a little bit of a bit of. I'll give you that one. Okay, I might have to spell this for you to tell me what it says because of my dyslexia. So I think it's Aurelin, which is Aureolin.
Right. And what's the question?
Aurelin is a shade of what color? Is that right? Did I say it right, Aurelin?
I don't know, Dave. I tuned
Aura.
out.
Aurelin.
Well, it don't matter because Aurelin.
This is general quiz. I mean, if it was pop and music, people know we're not too bad at these things. But he sent this into testers.
Yeah, it's Goose May, bless him. Aurelin.
Just shows we're live.
I would have said, I don't know. Well, it could be old, couldn't it?
I haven't got a freaking clue.
Blue.
And I'm going to say red because I ain't got a clue. It's yellow.
Right. I wonder if there's aura. Yeah.
It's Aureolin. Aurelin, isn't it? Okay. All right. So that's okay. 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 Oh, what is this? You know, this is another big word I don't understand. I'm going to spell it. You might have to write it down. I don't know. It's DODECAHEDRON.
Okay, what's the rest of it?
It's Durafacon or whatever it's called. How many faces does a have?
Oh well, well, because it starts with the D. It's 10. It's 10,000, something like that.
Okay. I haven't got a clue what it is. I don't even know that word. So.
Have a look.
What is the word?
I don't know. I never wrote it down. I got the pen out, but I never got it.
Okay. Do you want to write it down before you give me the final answer?
Go on then.
It's DOD.
Yep.
EC.
Yep.
AHEDRON.
RON.
Yeah.
Right.
Can you say it?
It's still the.
Can you say the word? I can't.
Dodecahedron. No I in it. Is a Hadron. Oh, it's Hadron. Right.
He's definitely stumped us on these.
Yeah. Yeah.
I haven't got a clue. And you say what do you say?
Delahedron.
What do you say?
How many? I don't know because it's DODEL, isn't it? Dodel. Which would be
no, it's DODECAH.
Oh, is it? Oh, Deca. It's Deca, isn't it?
DOD. Yeah, it's like Doka.
You know, we can't even get the question right. What chances do we have with the answers?
Right, I don't know. Have a guess. What do you guess?
This might not be going out there.
It's out there now. People are listening to us. We're live.
Yeah, that's right.
It's 12 is the answer. 12.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, the door.
Okay,
yeah.
Up to now we're doing absolutely
so obviously
crap.
That's 2 that's added onto the deck, which is 10. Right?
Yeah, don't try and make us look any better.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Here's the next one for us.
Don't like it.
I think I might be close on this one. I think. What is the 4th letter of the Greek alphabet?
Alpha, beta.
Ooh, there we go. Go on. You got the first
Lima.
2.
Is it Lima?
No. The 4th one. You was on the way for it then. I thought you was going to say it.
Delta.
Yes. I'm saying Delta as well because from when I was down there. And the answer is Delta.
Yeah.
Right, it's all right. I've got people shouting at me now. All right, okay, fair enough. Now we're getting into sort of
Do you have a cough button there?
Yeah, why?
I want one.
Well, it's just mute. Just press mute on your microphone.
Okay, that's all right.
Look, see, look, watch this. Watch it. Hang on, wait a minute.
Oh.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
see, it's easy. Right. Okay, you might be able to get this one. I know this one. What company was initially known as Blue Ribbon Sports? Now, if you've seen the film, you'll know it.
Well, I can assure you I haven't seen the film.
Okay. So, what company was initially known as Blue Ribbon Sports?
I don't know.
I can give you. I'm going to give you. If you don't know it, because I know this one because I've seen the film. If you don't know it, I can give you a clue for half a point.
Go on then.
Magic Johnson.
Oh, basketball. Forgot what the question was.
What company was initially known as Blue Ribbon Sports?
NBA. I don't know. NBA was what I would.
You're gonna kick yourself.
I'd fall over before I got that.
Mick Johnson, Mr. Jordan, the old Jordan, the basketball guy. His mummy was on the phone negotiating with the company about what he was going to get for his new trainer, with the Nike sign on and him jumping. The answer is Nike.
Is it Nike? Really?
Nike. It used to be called the Blue Ribbon Sports. Yeah.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's in the film. It's in the film Nike with the guy Jason Bourne guy and blah blah blah.
Matt Damon.
Yeah. Matt Damon. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Here's one for you then. I'm going to jump one question because one question we were absolutely look stupid on. We look stupid on 9 of them already, but that'll make us even look
all of them.
Okay, here's one for you. I think you might know this one. I don't know this one. I sort of semi got a clue, but I've got to do it in my head. Yeah, okay. How many dots appear on a pair of dice?
Collectively.
2 dice, all the dots together. How much does it add up to?
Well, wow. 42.
Bang on the button.
Really?
Yeah, 42. Yeah, because it's 6 plus 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1.
I believe I might be wrong here.
Why?
The plural of dice isn't dice.
You said that to me the other day.
It's die.
You said die, didn't you? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% on that one. I don't know the answer to that.
They will out there. They'll let us know.
So what we're saying is, one is called a dice. What are 2 dice called? Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. All right. Well, let's. I'll put it out there. Okay. What is acrophobia a fear of?
Acrophobia.
Acrophobia. ACROPHOBIA. Acrophobia. What is it? What is it a fear of?
Acrophobia.
I know this.
Fear of being cold.
I know this off by heart, mate.
It's not agoraphobia. It's acrophobia.
ACROPHOBIA. Acrophobia.
Is it the fear of being cold? I don't know.
Okay, it's the fear of heights.
That's agoraphobia. Oh.
No, it's not. It's acrophobia.
You see, I knew you'd pick that one.
What?
Do you know, when you said it, I thought, fear of heights.
Yeah, I've got it. I know it. That's my biggest thing.
Yeah, but
what? Say
I'll
it.
have to leave it. I can't complicate it. Well,
say it.
You have 2 things, don't you? You've got acrophobia, fear of heights.
Yep.
And then you've got vertigo.
Yep.
Right? Vertigo's not a phobia, but it comes on when you at a height and you look down.
That's right. Yeah,
So the physiological changes in your body by looking down, but it's not a fear.
no, the acrophobia is a fear.
Yeah, yeah,
Vertigo is when you're up there and you look down.
yeah. That's vertigo. Yeah, but
It kills you.
But anyway, people far cleverer than me.
You got to remember, it's a mental health condition. Acrophobia is a mental health condition.
Are all phobias then on by
They
that?
probably are. Yeah, they probably are. I only know it because I have it, because it's, you know, I'm shit scared of heights.
You see, and somebody asked me, I don't like heights, but I say that I suffer from vertigo. I never say it's a phobia, because I don't know if it's ever happened to you, but you're in the cinema looking at a movie, and what springs to mind is the opening scenes of Sylvester Stallone
Cliffhanger.
Cliffhanger, and it goes over the edge of the cliff, but the camera sees the chasm. That, while I'm sat in the cinema, makes my stomach turn.
Same as me. Exactly the same.
Right now,
Exactly the same.
I don't.
I've been on
That's
those.
not fear, is it? Because
I've been on the virtual reality roller coasters.
Yeah.
And shite my pants. But yeah, I have acrophobia is the fear of heights, like going up there and being up there. And vertigo is when you look over it and you start to go dizzy and start to spin. I mean,
you might be right. I don't know. Okay.
Well, acrophobia is a mental health. I mean, I have it.
I have to say, I haven't enjoyed this quiz very much at all.
Well, they're out to test us, but you should know this one. I mean, there is some odd ones and there's some more okay ones. I mean, that was a pretty cool one. What phone company produced the 3310?
Oh, that's a Nokia, isn't it?
Yeah, bang on. I know that, and you know that because we've had them. We've had the 310s.
We're old enough. Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. There's three left. We're going to pick one of them. Just to pick 16, 17, or 18. Pick a number.
17.
17. What day of the week does the Jewish Sabbath begin?
Saturday.
Is that what you say? Saturday?
I think that's what I said, yeah.
Okay, click. Which day of the week does the Jewish Sabbath begin? Friday.
Does it? Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I think we did crap on that. But it just shows that we are normal. That's the best. Normal.
That's a stretch.
Well, itch.
Come on.
Okay. So the last one I'm going to do, I don't know this one. You might know this one.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't got a clue for it. I'm going to pick this as the last one. There is two more, but I'm going to pick this one. This one would be the last one. What is the only flag that does not have four sides?
Oh.
That's a good question, isn't it?
The only flag that doesn't have four corners.
Yeah.
Four sides, yeah.
Four sides, yeah.
Well. The short answer is I don't know.
Okay. So I'll repeat the question. What is the only flag that does not have four sides? What is the only flag that does not have four sides?
I'm trying to recall.
In fact, there's two here. We're going to do two because I haven't got a clue about this one, but I think it's really the next one's going to be
very interesting. Good question, even though we ain't.
Yeah, there's actually, no. There's three questions that he's put together in one little block for me, and I'm going to do all three because I think it's very poignant to what we do and having a laugh and having a joke and God, not a frigging clue of what these answers are. But
yeah.
So
yeah.
What is the only flag that does not have four sides?
All right. I would have said it were an Eastern thing. I don't think it's a European country.
So stab in the dark. I don't know the answer. I'm straight up. I don't know the answer.
Tehran. I don't know.
Okay. It is Naples.
Is it Nepal?
Naples. Sorry, Naples. Nepal. Naples. Yeah, Naples. I'm thinking of nipple. I'm thinking of nipple.
You
Okay.
always do.
Always right. Is number 2 of the 3 that he's sent in this little block for us, and underneath he's put a smiley face.
Right.
Okay, so that's probably why. How many stars are on the Chinese flag?
Oh. Is it just one?
I sort of semi-know because I've been
one
there.
Or three?
Well,
you answer it then. You tell me what you.
My guess is 6.
Yeah, you see, it's confusing, isn't it, when you look at Australia and that's.
I'm guessing. I think it's 6. I have seen it, but I'm guessing it's 6.
Right.
I'll
stick with 1. It might be 3. I don't know. Let's have a look.
5 is the answer.
Right.
Okay, and the last one to do with this little smiley box that he's put for us is how many colours are used in the South African flag? How many colours are used in the South African flag? I sort of know the Jamaican and that one, and I sort of get there a little bit, but
the standard is 3, and so
no, that's not 3.
On the assumption that he's tricking us or catching us out, for want of a better phrase, it's not 3. So I would say 4.
Jamaican is green, brown, white, yellow.
Yeah. Why are you doing that?
5 on the Jamaica. What did you say?
4.
And I'm saying 5.
What did Jamaican flag got? Whoa. What's the Jamaican flag got to do with South Africa?
No, I'm counting how many colours are on the Jamaican flag because there's a few flags that have got lots of colours in them.
Why does it relate to South Africa flag?
Because I'm counting it in my head, the colours that are on that one.
All right, carry on then.
It's got nothing to do with that flag. I'm just thinking of flags. I'm thinking of flags that have got more colours in them, like the green. You know, they've got the green, the white, the black, the yellow, white. That's all in the flag. It's all in one flag. I got to 5, but it's not. I'm sure it's not 5. South African flag is 6. 6 colours in the South African flag.
Is there a gold bit in them? Anyway, yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, that's them. I mean, we did absolutely, I mean, as far as I can say, when it comes to me and you and those things, it's just what? Sorry, who said that? Thank you very much. Must be that one. That's about as good as we did. Springs when we're off the heels. Well, but it just shows. And the thing is, as well, I'm going to say this, Goldfinger. We're doing this now and we're speaking real. So people know that we're doing it real. We're not cheating. We're not, and the comments at the side here that I've got now are good of you lads. Have a go.
Yeah, it's easy to ask questions that you're likely to know the answers to. Like with the last one that were an easier kind of set of questions, which I commented on because I did find some of them quite easy. I think I'd rather go back to that one.
Yeah, forget that. Let's go back to the easy ones, please.
Some good questions. I like the phobia one that I didn't get. I like the flag one. I think that's a great question.
Well, there's. I'll tell you what I have got here. Let's just for your sake, okay? There's 5 here that a lady sent in to me.
Oh yeah.
Right, so a lady sent them in to me. I've got a couple that a few people said. So this is more. I think you're going to feel a bit more easier with this one. Okay, so here we go. We're going to straight off the bat. We'll do it pretty quick, and let's see how we go. How's that? All right.
I'm going to look such a dummy. Come on.
You've just put yourself in it. You've just said you like the easy ones.
I do.
This
like
is a pretty easy one. She's got a smile. Who was the first band member to leave One Direction? Who was the first band member to leave One Direction?
It were the the lead singer. What's his face? Not the one that's died. What's his face? Friggin' hell.
I know the one you're thinking of, and I would probably say no.
Well, who do you think it is then? Let's get one.
I think it was the Indian-looking type of guy who was in it. He had the tattoos on his neck. I remember him coming out of it.
Oh, what's the one I'm thinking of? What's his name?
You're thinking of Harry Styles.
I am. That would have been my answer. Styles. Yeah.
The answer is Zayn Malik, which was it's like the Indian guy, Zayn Malik.
It's funny. Yeah. Go on. I'll come back to bands in a minute. Go on.
Mm-hmm.
Do another one. I want to talk a minute about bands, but go on.
Okay. What is the name of the song, the duet, recorded by Robbie Williams and Gary Barlow in 2010?
Oh, God. Oh, I remember that so well as well.
Because it's about each other.
Yeah. I can't remember the name of it. I must be honest. I remember the song. No, I can't. My brain's knackered, isn't it? I retain what I retain, and I might know it tomorrow if you ask me, and I might have known it yesterday if you ask me.
It's a shame that.
It is a shame. It's a crying shame. Oh, there's the answer. Oh, there's
well
the
done.
answer.
Shame was the answer, of course.
Thanks, man. I know you so well.
Yeah. Let's see what she's saying. That's pretty easy for us. Yeah. Oh, here's one for you because you're pretty cool at these things like this.
Oh, God, say that.
Including streaming figures.
Mm-hmm.
What was the best-selling UK single of 2010?
2010.
10. Yes, that's quite a long
years ago, David.
I know what it is. I'm just asking the question.
The best-selling single of
2010. Yeah, including streaming figures. That's what it's saying. I think you would get this if you actually really thought about it for a second. You would get it because it went absolutely global. Really quick.
Is it Gangnam Style?
2010.
I can't remember. What is it?
2010, it went really, really global. There was one that was like a Mexican remix of something that somebody did. And then
Magdalena.
No. And then there was another one done by a person on his own that he went to court about. Does that give you a clue?
Not really. So it's not the Magdalena. It's not Gangnam Style. This is the thing is, you know what it's like, remembering the year with the song type thing.
2010, the best one in 2010, streaming and charting, was Ed Sheeran, The Shape of You. It went absolutely ballistic.
Yeah, it did. And you know the funny thing about that song? It took so long to climb up the charts, get to number one, and so long to leave the charts again. Is why it was the best-selling single. It went in and out. Didn't go in at number one. It went in at something like 90-something. And climbed and climbed and climbed and climbed.
So here's one for you, which is pretty cool. I mean, I think we both know this. Nights in White Satin was a 1967 hit for which band?
Procol Harum.
Was it? Procol Harum, is that his name?
Don't make me laugh in case I'm wrong.
Are you sure? Do you want me to say that again?
Nights in White Satin.
Nights in White Satin in 1967 was a big hit for.
I thought it was Procol Harum.
We've had this question before.
What it?
The Moody Blues.
Procol Harum. What did
Where'd you get Procol Harum from?
I don't know.
I reckon you need recharging.
I do. Well, look, can't you tell? Been up for 3 days straight, which
at least it's been good. I mean,
I don't want to make excuses anyway. I don't like making excuses, but I thought Procol Harum.
I don't know. I don't even know.
I need more testing. I'm not having a good day.
So okay, let's have one more. Okay, it's been good.
Just tell me again who it was.
Moody Blues.
Moody Blues. Okay,
Moody Blues. We have some right. I mean, we've probably got a third right out of the whole lot. So we haven't done.
If I get one wrong, that's me, go Steve. I don't like.
Yeah, but you know
what I'm like.
We can't sit there and have all the easy ones and everybody goes, "Oh, they're easy, they are."
They don't have
These
to
are
be
hard.
easy. I just have to know the answers.
Well, they're easy if you know the answers.
Yeah.
Yeah, girls allowed. Okay, girls allowed.
Which were your favourite? Do you know?
Girls allowed were formed on Pop Stars. The
Right.
rival in 2002. But
Right.
can you name the boy band that was formed at the same time?
Yeah. What it
There you
won
go.
True Voice.
I don't know.
I can't think, but they died a death, didn't they, compared to Girls Aloud?
So you're saying one True Voice, yeah?
Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah.
Give yourself a Brucey bonus and a star and a pat on the back.
Why? Is it? Oh, is it?
That's correct. Don't look surprised that you got one right.
One True Voice. Okay. I know. I don't even
Good
watch
one.
the show either.
No,
Or
I did not know that one. I
feel a bit better now about myself. One True Voice. Yeah.
Dear.
But you see, let me say that.
Yep.
I don't think those shows where they created these boy and girl bands will ever come around again, because I believe the time of the boy bands and bands in general are long gone and dead. Do you?
Oh well, I mean, no,
Unless
I don't.
you live in Korea.
Yeah, I was gonna say, career is pumping them out like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, there's the BTS is the massive one at the moment. You've got, Blackpink. I mean, the problem is with these kind of bands, these kind of guys over in Korea are actually pushed to the max. They're really, every day it's like being in the army. It's like routine, push, this show, that show, out, and it's push. And as soon as it dies, it's pushed to one side because then the new one comes through. So the shelf life is a year or two, and then they're on to. So it's not like it's not like the same kind of shows that you're on about.
Yeah,
But
but most people in the UK
they won't know.
won't relate to that, So I'll kind of talk.
Well, who was the last band to come out of the UK that was put together on the show? Who was the last band? I mean, it's not on the questions. It's just a general question.
Well, I mean, you like the little facts and figures that I sometimes come out with that make me look like I know loads of stuff, but when you do a quiz, it shows me that I know nothing.
Well, no, you do.
I mean, if you look
at, was it One Direction? Were they like the last to come out of the UK?
Yeah, but when do you think that would, Dave?
I don't.
How long ago do you think that was?
We just said, didn't we say it in one of the questions?
If you look, funny enough, I was doing a little bit of research, and genuinely, we've accidentally dropped on this subject, right? And I like the statistics and stuff like that, and I actually, literally, I've got a piece of paper in front of me that I was working on the other day that I hadn't moved, that's about boy bands. And if you look at the top 40 today, albums and singles, not a single boy band.
Yeah.
Not a single boy band. Nothing. Not a close. Now, if you go back to the 80s, so like we're in 2025, so we're 25 years into this millennium, this whatever it's called. So if you go back to the first 25 years of the 80s, for the sake of argument, it were ruled, the charts were ruled by bands. I mean, if you look at the 80s, 146 weeks at number one were occupied by bands. Be it Culture Club, Duran Duran, the Millions, the endless. 146 weeks were occupied at number one by bands. In the same period that we are in today, 25 years in, right? If you go to the 90s, 141 weeks at number one was occupied by bands, right? If you now look at the same 25 years that we're in now, in 2025, how many bands do you think, how long do you think bands have spent at number one in the last 25 years?
Oh, hazard a guess.
Bearing in mind, 141 in the 80s, 141 in the 90s, 146 in the 80s.
Weeks, yeah.
How many weeks? Yeah, in total. Held at number one in 25 years, these last 25 years.
20.
20. So that's a giant drop, isn't it? From 146 and 141.
Mm.
And the answer is 3.
Wow.
3. But I have to tell you that in with that 3, in these last 25 years, one of them were a band created by Radio 1 called the All Stars that then moved on, made up mostly of solo artists. So I don't really count that 1 week at number one as the all-star band that were put together and gone. The other week was spent there, believe it or not, by the Beatles when they released the comeback single Love Me or something, right? And the only other band to spend the last week at number one were Little Mix, the girl band.
I like Little Mix.
I love Little Mix.
I thought they were dynamite on stage.
I'd eat every one of them.
What you do is pick and mix.
Yeah, pick and mix. Yeah, yeah, with Girls Aloud and them. But
yeah,
it's the death of the bands. I see it.
And so here's the question: why? Okay, why do you think there's no bands no more? And also, most of, like I've heard before on different interviews, is, and now that that Boyzone, what happened now after they've done their program, you do know that they've split up, and Ronan Keating doesn't speak to the man no more. He's fell out with him completely, fell out with the other band members, and now two of them are on tour now with Boys Life. Boys Life, yeah, Duffy and the other one who left before.
Before they did it with
they did
it with 2 bands, didn't they, about 10 or 15 years ago? McFly and
McFly's still going, actually. Yeah, they got back together. But the thing is, the problem is this: if you've watched the Boyzone thing, which is out now,
I haven't seen it. Have you seen it?
So I've seen a lot of things to do with it.
Yeah, I've seen the ads for it. Yeah.
It's so damaging. It's so. I mean, Louis Walsh absolutely strangles them. Yeah, absolutely. He just plays them against each other. The whole thing. I mean, it's like how could you say? It's like Bay City Rollers all over again.
Yeah, well, you just took the words right out of my mouth. You go back to, it's the industry. It's a poisonous industry.
Absolutely, 100%
above it, middle of it, and at bottom of it. And the the players, the band members, and that they're only unimportant. It's
you look at the guy in America that did the Backstreet Boys and the other guys. He did NSYNC and that NSYNC. Yeah. Number one is he was banging half of them. Yeah, because he said, "I'll make you a star. Get over here." And get on the end of this. And the other half were watching. Yeah, and of course they went on tour for a year. They've done a year's touring, done a year's shows, and after that, he gave them a check for $10,000 each.
Yeah,
the rest went to expenses, guys. I mean, how can you do that to these guys?
Bay City Rollers again.
Well, that was just a pig farmer who was deep in shit and treated them like shit, and he took all their money, and it made them people feel. I mean, it destroys you. Goldfinger, it destroys you.
I would imagine. I'm surprised there ain't more suicides.
I mean, Les McEwen. I mean, he was destroyed.
They all were, yeah. Les McEwen was the one who couldn't let it go.
He couldn't, and he went to visit him. Remember, he went to see him again later on in life
with the court case, and
but he went to his house. He went to his house and sat in his kitchen with him, and asked him, "Where's my money?"
Yeah.
Oh, I never had any money. It's all gone. Is it bullshit?
Yeah.
It's just, it's like, you look at any documentary that's on Netflix or anywhere about them that back in the day, signing pieces of paper. I mean, like the Beatles, they signed a piece of paper one was sitting on the toilet while they were signing. Oh, we never read that. I mean, it's sometimes
the Beatles.
the Beatles. Yeah, one of the guys, he sat on the toilet signing. He didn't even read it. He just signed it and gave
Sounds
it
like
back.
John Lennon, doesn't it? All day long.
Probably. But the thing is, as well, is this, right? This is something I want to ask you, right? This is what I think. When you look at the people like Paul McCartney, Elton John, and all these kind of people, they're all multi $100 million guys. Bruce Springsteen sold all his thing for 500 million, blah, 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 blah. Do they carry on touring and doing what they're doing because they love it? Or is there something else where they're tied to something and they've got to do it?
Well, the devil's in the detail, isn't it? Like Robbie Williams signed a contract for somewhere in the region of 85 million quid.
Sony,
to Sony to do for the next 5 albums.
Yeah,
he hadn't wrote a song for any of them yet. But in that contract, there's the clause of promoting that album. That's why it's so much money. When you get to such as George Michael and people that had them problems, that Elton John will trick it up, won't he? I mean,
I think one of the most poignant things that's happened in the 20th century, which I think is a real pinnacle for music, is when Ed Sheeran was taken to court for copyright and he won. And what he did do in the court was he reeled off 10, 20 songs or whatever he wrote, he reeled off using the 3 chords, but in different ways. He says, well, how can this be that and this be that? So in other words, they're all copyright infringement of. And when he proved his point and they said, well, now you've put it like that. Yeah, I agree with you. It's no copyright infringement. Because as DJs, we used to be able to use 3 seconds of any, Billie Jean, right? Billie Jean is 1.5 seconds, well, 1.7 seconds of that buff, buff, which everybody knows is Billie Jean. Yeah. Now, if you take that buff, buff twice, it's 3 seconds. And if you keep on looping it forever, you've not used more than 3 seconds. So you can use Billie Jean. You can use that beat without the copyright because you've only used 3 seconds of it, looping it. You've used the same 3 seconds of it.
Yeah, but generally speaking, you won't be able to take 3 seconds of most of the songs that would be relevant.
No.
What you're doing,
But you could take, like James Brown. I feel good. Yes, it's less than 2 seconds. You can use that as many times as you want. That's why it was used that many times. Kiss was used that many times. All those things were used, and they can't touch you for the copyright. But when it comes to a song, the whole song, and somebody says you've copied that, it's copyright infringement, and he goes, well, no, it's not. It's only 3 chords, but other ways around. You can't copyright chords. You can't copyright the chords. You can't the tune. How do you copyright that if I play the tune backwards or forwards or sideways or whatever? So the way that he introduced it into the court, showing them that most of the songs that are out there today use the same 3 chords, but in different ways, I think he did really well. And I think that opened the door for a lot of people.
I don't know. I mean, it's definitely not an area of any of my even close expertise. Not that I have an area of expertise, but people could put copyright and on words and music. And
but Robin Thicke. Look at Robin Thicke. Blurred Lines.
Yeah, he was prosecuted, but he was to court.
Yeah. Yeah, but he was took to court for copyright for Marvin Gaye's song "Get Up," right? Okay, which is Blurred Lines. Yeah, but in court they were awarded. The family was awarded copyright on Marvin's song. They got $3.7 million. Yeah. Right, Robin Thicke and Farrell, they got. I think they ended up with about 45 million from the record. Who cares? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, there's so many instances of that happening.
Yeah, absolutely.
And just because none of them said, well, hang on a minute, it's the same chords rearranged into a different thing. So how does it compare? I don't think really that it was that. I think a lot of rip-offs are similar in or the same as the original, not chords in a different order.
No, I mean there is
They are proper rip-offs.
copyright. Yeah, there is copyright injunctions and court cases going on at the moment where it is literally a rip-off of the song.
Yeah, and they tend to lose when they get took to court, don't they? They tend to settle. They tend to settle out of court, but if you take the music out, if you look at the Beatles' "Love, Love Me Do," you can't. It's a bit confusing to me when you say, well, you know, it's the same music but in a different order. The same keys and
I don't think they
in
say
that language.
Yeah, I don't think they're saying it's the same music. What they're saying is it's the same 3 chords. You can't copyright chords.
No, chords are musical. Yeah.
That's why he won, proving that these songs used 3 chords but in different orders. That's why he won the case.
If you have someone who has a phrase that's copywritten, right, and you happen to use the same words but in a different order, I don't think it's right that someone that owns a phrase, people do it. You know, I'd love to own Goldfinger, but that's already been copywritten by 007's movie, Goldfinger. And it's only one word, which makes it kind of different. But when it's a phrase, you can make several different sentences up from those. Is every one of them a rip-off because someone owns the order in which they're played, they're said?
Well, I think personally, just the one that they've said, this is, you know, like This Is It Tomorrow, for example, This Is It Tomorrow, and if they copyright that, that's theirs. This Is It Tomorrow is theirs.
Nobody can ever say This Is It Tomorrow.
No, but it's an example. I mean,
I understand it's an example.
Can you copyright a phrase?
I believe you can, yeah. As soon as if you can copyright a book, the written word, then it's copywritten as it's been written. You know, Shakespeare, whatever. Obviously, there's limits to copyright, and you know, and trademarks are different to copyrights. But yeah, the Beatles write these words and take the music out. Those words are copywritten too.
Absolutely,
used in the same way.
Okay, there you go.
I don't know enough about it to.
Nice. It's something that if you're out there and you're listening and you do know stuff about things that we've been talking about today, and if you did well in the quiz, well done to you guys, because we did absolutely crap. It was hard, wasn't it? Yeah, don't worry about it. We have these days. But if you do know anything about what we've been speaking about, the chords and the music, and all, drop us a line. We'd like to know. You know, we don't know everything. We don't know. We just like to get your input from outside of there. Anyway, we're going to go. We've been doing a good one today. It's a pretty long one, actually, what we've done. So that's pretty cool.
We can edit all the good stuff down to about a minute, can't you?
No, I'm putting it on as is raw.
Hello and goodbye.
Yeah. Hello, this is us today. Goodbye. All right.
Well, it's been a while, Dave. So you know, we'll try not make it so long before we
do it again. And of course, if you've got any things out there that you want us to talk about, number one is please send in easier questions. Do we agree on that?
Send us in a question or send us in a comment on some topic that's dear to your heart, and we'll expand on that using your comments on it. You know, and we'll have to talk about it.
Yeah, and do remember, guys, this is only Goldfinger's, you know, thinking process, and this is only my thinking process. It doesn't mean we're right or wrong or anything. This is just what we spitball about. Of course, one of the things I'm taking away today is who's sitting around our table. That's going to be on my mind for at least a day, because that's a really good conversation. Yeah. All right, from Mr. Goldfinger, it is.
Thank you, and good night.
And from me, Dave D, goodbye. Don't forget to. Simple as that. Okay, see you guys next time. Bye-bye.